All right, last but not least today, we are going to be starting a research project that you will have to work on throughout the rest of the week, and this will be the main task that you guys do at home from here on out. So, Keck from Home of the Brave is a refugee from Sudan, and after you read Sleep Story, you'll get even more of an idea of it's not a good situation there. So the thing is, at this point, we've still been pretty vague about what actually is happening in South Sudan. So you guys are going to be the ones in charge of doing the research to figure that out. So here's how it's going to work. You are going to be conducting research, and what you guys are going to do, the end product, is you are going to make a slide deck, which is like this that I put out for you guys all the time. That's a slide deck that's presenting the information that you learn. So this slide has all of the things that you're going to need in your slide deck on it. I'm going to say immediately, don't be alarmed because it looks like there's a lot of things, but several of them are like a picture. So the first thing, you're going to have a title slide for your slideshow. So you're going to need to come up with a title. I don't know, you can be witty with it. My title slide for you guys is like telling you what we have to do today. I don't know, not much of a title slide, but that's only a couple words, but make it look nice. It's going to go on that. Then you are going to find a picture of South Sudan on the world map so we can see with our very own eyes where it's located compared to us in the US. You're going to Google Earth image a picture of South Sudan. You're going to put that on a slide, a picture of South Sudan's flag. So those are all really quick ones. Okay, they can all go on the same slide. They can go on different ones. Don't just slap like one full page picture on and make that be a whole slide. So kind of use my example of slides to help you. Like this picture or this slide has 3 different things on it. Okay, but those first 3 or 4 are all pictures in a title slide. Now, the next one is you have to describe in your own words what the situation is in South Sudan. If you look down in the comment section, I have left a link to one source that you can essentially use for pretty much everything aside from the pictures and like the image of Sudan on the world map. It's pulling up for you right now. That has really, other than that, like everything else you would need to know. So if you head to that one link, it's going to give you 90% of what you need to do. Okay, so that's just a quick glimpse of what it looks like. All right, so then you're going to have to read on that site a description of what's going on in that situation, and you're going to translate that into your own words. You have to make sure you're really, really explaining it. I will tell you more about that. There is an original cause of the refugee crisis in South Sudan, which again, you'll see through your research. You're going to have to put it into your own words. All of these things, for the most part, are your own words. And then there's a difference. Like now, that original cause is still an issue, but there's at least one other factor that is also causing a continuing crisis situation there. So if you go to that site and read through it, it will go through all of that stuff for you. Okay, so you need to find it, put it into your own words. The next one, again, we're back to pictures. So you need to find, this will probably be through Google search, at least 4 real pictures of the situation. And you gotta be, this is like our evidence, right? You have to pick the best possible pictures to convey what you think is happening there. So don't just Google image it and put the first 4 on there. Based on your research and what's going on, you need to find some pictures that really strongly convey and show what's going on. Here's the only part where you might be quoting word for word from research. This one has to go on its very own slide. On perhaps the last slide, it's kind of up to you what your organization will be. You have to figure out what you think are the 3 most important facts or ideas about the refugee crisis that people should know. So what does the average person, what does somebody living in Bettendorf or LeClaire, Iowa, what should the whole world know? What are the 3 most important things here? And that's a hard question. Like you are going to have to make a judgment call out of all of this stuff that I read. what are the 3 most important facts or ideas or concepts that I need to know or the normal person should know. And we've talked about the fact that we don't know about it. That's the issue. If you had to bring some awareness and only had, I don't know, 3, you can tell me 3 facts. Which 3 are the ones? On this one, this is the only time when you can use word for word, so you can take direct quotes or you can paraphrase, which is to like put specific information from the article into your own words. No matter which one you do, you are going to put an in-text citation into that. You're going to embed your in-text citation into your quotes for every single one. So even though it's the same author, and you'll see it's the same citation format, just for the practice of it, you're going to cite every single thing. So this slide has all of the steps for you. I have not made a slide deck that you can just copy and make your own. Like, this is on you, and I want you guys to be really thoughtful about how you put things together and how you present what is going on in Sudan. So that's part of it. Like, how do I present it and put these ideas together in a way that's going to make a big impact on people? So when you're working, you're going to want to just make sure you go through and kind of mentally check off, here are all the things, I've got that, that, and that. I'm also going to share with you a different document you can make a copy of so that you could literally kind of check it off on there. So that will be linked. There's a note on the next slide about how to cite your source. If you are using the linked source that I'm providing, this is how it's going to go. If you are using a separate website, then it's a little bit trickier, and I can walk you through that if you need, but if you're just following the one that I'm providing, it is right there for you. Okay, now some important info. You can put multiple things, so multiple ones of these, onto a single slide. That's completely fine. However, it's meant to be visual, so again, I don't like overload you with millions of things. I also am not writing paragraphs at a time, except for, you know, when we're analyzing a paragraph. It's kind of getting the most important information out there and adding a visual, for instance, to support that. So make sure that you're really thinking about which ideas can I lump together and put in the same slide. You can move around. These really aren't in any order how I listed them. So you're going to have to think about what makes the most sense for my presentation, what order would actually work the best there. The next thing says each slide should have a title. So for instance, the title of my slide right here is Important Information. This one is South Sudan Research. All of them have a title in some way, shape, or form for the most part. Task 2, Sleep Story. So you need to figure out, based on what information you put on there, what would like a guiding title be that would clearly alert whoever's looking at it as to what information is going to come at them. Number 3 says keep your ideas clear. Consider using bullets and separate text boxes as opposed to lengthy paragraphs. So I could have thrown all of this info into one paragraph, but the fact of the matter is that's really off-putting, and nobody's probably going to actually read that because it's too many words. A slide deck is meant to be a presentation. So you're going to have to, again, really think about, how am I going to present this information in a way that gets the message out there clearly but doesn't have just paragraphs at a time on there. It's got to be visually appealing and easy to read. So again, think about how I'm going to present it. And just like if this were a paper, your slides need to be completely edited. So make sure you're going back through it and that you're having punctuation, all that good stuff. This is the most important thing about your slide deck. The information you provide should be so thorough that someone who has never heard of the situation before would walk away from your slide deck and feel well informed about the topic. So if I were the one doing this and you had never before heard of the situation in South Sudan, I need to, through the use of my information and my visuals, teach you so that you walk away and you could like explain it to somebody else in depth. So that's a really heavy task, you guys. You're teaching think of it like you are teaching and educating the public, because the public doesn't know about this, what is actually going on there. So you might end up deciding, okay, I need to include a couple other things than what's just on this list in order for it to be super thorough. This is like your check for yourself right here. If you were to give that to somebody else who had never heard of it before, could they read and look through your slideshow and feel like they were well informed? Good news, you guys. I'm going to give you until Friday at midnight to work on this. So really, the next 3 days then are basically like a work time on this, because I want you to do a really, really nice job. Again, requirements are here. I will link another document that you can actually like cross things off on. There's reminders of how to cite your quotes or specific paraphrases. Those are the only ones that I'm going to require you to cite, that 3 most important ones right now. Reminders. This is the biggest thing. Educate the people, you guys. Then it just tells you to get started. So I gave a suggestion for a goal. This is just an idea for you. I don't know if, depending on which 3 you choose, you have to kind of be thinking, but I would say at least you're going to want to think of getting like 3 requirements out of the way today, I would suggest. And that is it with that. So again, you're going to have some work time tomorrow, so don't panic that it's a lot to do. There are a lot of things to have on there, but you're going to have time, and a lot of them are pretty quick. So go out there. You guys have to learn about South Sudan, what's going on, be the investigative reporters, and report back so that maybe if people knew about this, we could be taking more action.